Thank you very much for joining us on Sky Television. Again, the district is called Commander Edina Eguafu Abrim District. It lies west of Cape Coast and is actually next door to Sekondi Takoradi to the west. The district chief executive of that district, also called KEEA District, is my guest today on Hot Seat. Well, I'll be telling you his name in a moment, but it's on record that he was interested in running as parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party for that constituency, also called KEEA. And then there was a declaration by President John Kufuor. John Kufuor said that people should vote for Dr. Pakwesi Indom, who is actually running against him on the ticket of the CPP. Well, was it a coup d'etat against Nana Ato Arthur? Well, that's the name of the district chief executive who is my guest today. And I'll be talking to Nana Ato Arthur also on other issues. We'll want to know about his district, the hot seat that it is, and how he's able to sit on that hot seat. In fact, the KEEA district is a hotbed of culture, of history, of tourism, and of a lot more. Well, thank you very much for joining us in the studio, Nana Ato Arthur.
Thank you very much.
Well, sir, your district, the KEEA district, really, what kind of place is it?
Okay, yeah, this is a very beautiful place. It's one of the 12 districts in Central Region. Of course, the hub of tourism, when everybody wants to talk about tourism in Ghana. If you ever came to Ghana and you didn't visit Elmina, that means that you will not come to Ghana, you need to come back. It is the first point of contact with the whites, 600 years ago. Of course, you know of our tourism potentials, and so when I tell you about being the hotspot, like tourism hub, that is what KE is about. It has a population of about 130,000. We have 4 paramouncies: Commander, Edina, Eguafu, and Abrim. It is known all over the world because we have 2 UNESCO recognized castles, the St. George's Castle and Fort St. Jago. That is about KE.
And how did you become the mayor of that very important district?
I belong to the great New Patriotic Party. And when we won in the year 2001, the party required that anyone who was interested in becoming the mayor, otherwise our local parlance, we call the district chief executive, needed to apply. And I did apply. I was among the 3 shortlisted candidates and went to Accra. And then finally looking at, backgrounds, some interviews here and there that they conducted. My name was, on top. And that in March 2001, His Excellency John Ajokum Kufuor announced it on air that I was the district chief executive appointed.
Well, just to be sure that it wasn't a job for a boy, which is you, what kind of background do you have that qualifies you to handle that district?
I attended Fijai Senior School. Intentionally started Fijai because I'm in Takoradi, I attended Fijai Senior School 1976 to 1981 for the ordinary level certificate. Thereafter, I did the A levels at the Great St. Augustine's College in Cape Coast. I had the opportunity to be in China for my first degree. I read 1 year Chinese language, 4 years engineering. Actually majored in irrigation engineering under the agricultural engineering faculty in South China Agricultural University in Guangzhou. Thereafter, I returned to Ghana, worked with the Irrigation Development Authority as an assistant engineer, rose to become an engineer, and then went to Germany for my master's in development planning and management. It's a 2-year program. We did the first year in University of Dortmund, Germany, the final year at University of Science and Technology in Kumasi. Then I practiced after as a management consultant with the State Enterprises Commission. So I believe that it wasn't what we call the job for the boys. I have the expertise, to run the municipality, or let's say to run the district. And that is what I've been since June 2001.
Well, so tell me about the people whom you lead. What kind of people are they? What kind of attitudes do they have there in Elmina and surrounding villages, which makes up the KEEA district?
First of all, I must admit that for the fact that we talk about Elmina as the first point of contact with the whites, we started with the Portuguese, came the Dutch, the British. We are in the lead when it comes to receiving guests, receiving visitors, receiving tourists. Very hospitable. I mean, like we talk about anybody who comes from Elmina, Commander, Iguafo, and Abrim, you realize that we are very unique. We appreciate people. We understand each other. Our culture is very unique. You can talk about the famous festivals that we have, the Bakatui Festival we have in Elmina, the Ednabrian that we have a very rich festival in Commander, Iguaf and Abrim. And so you really get to know the district as very, very friendly people. Wherever you go, whichever paramountcy that you find yourself, you really see that you belong to KE, and there's only one KE, very much united.
Well, so from what we understand, the Elmina Castle was built in the 15th century. After hundreds of years, what's its state now? Because you insist this #1 tourist attraction.
Yes, the castle was built in the year 1482, and you're right, means that it was in the 15th century, over 500 years now. Much work, has gone into its maintenance. Of course, when you talk about the building, which is today 500 years plus, there's the need for constant maintenance, particularly where a lot of tourists visit. We have 100,000 tourists annually in Elmina. Some work was done years back by the UNESCO under the Elmina 2015 strategy. As I speak to you now, we received a grant of 1.5 million euros from the European Union. And so part of the castle, it is called Upper Terrace, which is caved in now, is now on the drawing board to be innovated. And so we're doing much work there. We're receiving a lot of good visitors. I believe that everybody who comes to the castle really knows about the castle and feels that is at home. That is the work that we're doing now in Elmina.
Well, I earlier on asked you about the attitude of the people. Some people have complained about sanitation problems in the area. The former president, Rawlings, for example, must have mentioned it also when he was in Cape Coast and said people, for example, defecate in the beaches and so on. How is it presently?
I think that times have changed drastically. Since the year 2001, the people of Elmina took upon ourselves that, look, let's sit down, look at our problems, how we'll be able to solve our problems. And so there were, we had what we call the city consultation, a 4-day, consultation we had at Elmina Coconut Grove that brought together a number of stakeholders, fishermen, assembly members, chiefs, university dons, businessmen, and then 5 thematic areas, including what you talk about, the waste management, came into 4. First was tourism and local economic development, the waste management and drainage, fishing and the fishing hub by education and health. And so under waste management and drainage, much work is gone into it. We had what you call the beach care team that patrolled along our beach to ensure that, people defecating along our beaches, become a thing of the past. There were also a number of litter bins that we had courtesy of Elmina Howder sister city relationship. You know, we had a number of containers and we have put advantage points all over. So for now, I think defecating along our beaches, throwing waste anywhere in Elmina and its environs is becoming a thing of the past.
But that aside, what kind of problems do tourists face when they come to Elmina?
There are some problems, of course, that tourists face when you visit the castle area, for instance. We have some boys who, you know, are running after money from our tourists. They are holding some, you know, piece of paper with inscriptions. You know, I'm deaf, I'm dumb, you know, I'm an orphan, I'm this. It's a challenge to us. We believe that it's not going, you know, very well. We try to institute some, you know, checks here and there. We had the district guards, the fire service, the police assisting us to ward off these guys. It hasn't solved completely, but I think with time we're going to get over it. Just this morning before I left the office, we're trying to get in touch with the Westel, this private security, you know, firm, so that when we're able to get some actually around the castle, we'll be able to ward off these boys, and that the place will be much more secured.
Are you able, your security personnel on the ground, are they able to arrest some people, prosecute them, and perhaps have them in prison as a way of warning other people? Actually,
that is how we started, you know, getting some people, you know, security personnel, warden of these guys. Our vision wasn't, or our objective wasn't actually to get, you know, I'm a mayor, and the mayor of a city, not that you wish that your boys get, you know, arrested and be imprisoned. That was not the objective. But we're trying to ensure that, you know, some kind of deterrence, you know, people wouldn't be there, and that something is done about it, and that people will be discouraged. But you see, whilst warding these boys off, we also look at alternatives. We should be able to get some skill, you know, for these our boys, and that we're trying to get some NGOs to assist us, you know, and get some skills for our boys, carpentry, masonry, and others. We believe that we'll be able to get them off the castle, you know, will be of much benefit to us. But at the same time, we also need to get these boys, you know, some skills so that they you know, being at the castle wouldn't be interesting any longer.
Well, so coming to perhaps re-emphasize it, how popular a destination is Elmina, which is the capital of your district. How popular is it? How many visitors do you get?
I mentioned that annually we receive tourists 100,000. And even these 100,000, they are mainly foreigners. You know that most of our students from St. Augustine's, the France, from Addis Ababa, Wesley Girls, Holy Child, and others from Eastern, Western, you know, Ashanti and other regions who visit. We don't even have much, you know, database on this. So a city that attracts over 100,000 tourists annually means that, you know, there's much to see there. The place is very safe. It is very, you know, attractive. And I believe that is the more reason why they continue coming. And also how the place have been quite, you know, environmentally friendly. Now we're going to expect far more than 150,000. Today, Elmina is relatively, you know, clean as compared to some years back. And then when I mention Elmina, please let me take this opportunity to say that I mentioned Elmina, but many a time I refer to the district. You go to Commander, a lot of people visit Commander. Most of them, you know, attended Commander Training College, and now they come back to see what Commander Training College is today. You know, those who visit Commander Training College or who studied in Commander Training College so many years back. They also people also visit Iguafu, for instance, because if you talk, you know about Nana Kwame Nansan, those days talk about Kwame Nansan, Don Diago, the Azambuja, they are meeting at the Elmina Castle. And so people want to know about that Iguafu whose chief, used to be Nana Kwame Nansa, also go to Abrim. So I must say that when I talk about Elmina, many a time I refer to the district.
The whole district. Well, I'm still talking to Nana Ato Arthur, and I'll be back with him shortly after this break, and we'll be looking at the economic activities that take place in that district. And then also later on in this program, we'll be looking at the man, how President Kufuor allegedly booted him off his track to become an MP. We'll find all that out when we come back shortly. Welcome back, viewers. It's still Sky Television, closer to you. We are closer to Nana Ato Arthur, who is sitting on the hot seat today. And, well, Honorable Nana Ato Arthur,
yes,
what's the major economic activity in your district which you supervise?
The district is mainly agrarian. We're talking about farming and fishing. About 70% of the population live along our coast. Almina, Commander, Dash Commander, Ampei, Kafuzizi, Brainachnim, and others. And these are mainly fishermen. Then also when you go to Eguafo, Abrim, Kisi, Besiase area, they are farmers. And you understand when I say mainly agrarian. Under the two main aspects of agric, that is the farming and fishing. The fishing, we have really assisted our fishermen with, arbor motors and other inputs so as to boost their catch. Some years back, you came to Elmina, people were looking for arbor motors. You go to Commander, same. It was very difficult. People had to, spend so much money looking for arbor motors. Today, with the intervention of the ministry in charge of fisheries, we receive arbor motors. We ask the chief fisherman to assist us identify those who are, first of all, in need. Second, we'll be able to pay back. Of course, it's not for free. They pay half, and then the remaining half, is paid over a year on installments. And this is really rekindling the industry. People are so much happy today. Also, with the farmers, we started, moving into micro credits.
But maybe just before we go to the farmers, I'm interested in the fishing industry.
Right.
And with the fishing harbor you have, is there any plan to reconstruct, expand, improve the infrastructure at all?
Yes. I said earlier on that our 5 thematic areas that came up from our city consultation, the fishing and fishing harbor was one of the 3. Fishing to ensure that we improve upon the old ways of doing business. And then the fishing harbor, trying to improve upon what we have. In fact, there's been a lot of studies about having a new fishing harbor in Elmina. The NIDA did it, and now the reports are ready. Government has also not relent on its oath to ensure that this fishing harbor sees the light. His Excellency, the President himself, sent Honorable Senior Minister J.H. Mensah and myself. We went to the Netherlands trying to get, some people, some investors to come to assist. We've not really had it yet, but this is so much given much sort of support by the government. So I believe that very soon this fishing harbor will be constructed.
Well, so and then when it comes to farming, what kind of food crops? They just food crops or also crops for export? What are you into?
Both. When you go to Eguafo, Abrim, Kisi, Besiase areas, both cash crops and food crops. When we talk about food crops, cassava, plantain, maize, cocoyam, yam, and others. These are food crops which mainly we produce, and then the main marketing center is Elmina. We also have cocoa. Amazingly, people talk about commended Negua for agreement. They don't even know that we also have cocoa. The Siasi area, Kisi area, Eguafu area, Abrim area, we have a number of cocoa farms. And with what recently the government policy of spraying cocoa farms, and also the cocoa high tech, that is the fertilizer application, I think is doing wonders. Some years back, you go to Eguafu and Abrim areas, people were cutting down cocoa farms and then plant oil palms. But today, they are going back to the cocoa industry because, one, they've seen that now there's much money in it. That is the only way that our economy will be much, supported. And so today we go to our areas, everybody says you want to go into cocoa production. Even me, myself, I am to cocoa farming now. You see, so this is exactly what we're doing. But the support that we give mainly on the food crops aspect is to, give microcredits. If like you are cultivating 2-3 acres of maize, we assist with 500,000 cedis, 1 million cedis. Somebody will ask whether 500,000 cedis is enough. Look, if you cultivate an acre now in acre of maize in Eguafu Abrim area, for instance, it won't cost you more than 200,000 cedis. So if you're giving 500,000 cedis, meaning that at least you'll be able to cultivate 2 acres. And by this, you should be able to pay back this with little interest of 20% within a year. So I think we're giving quite, a good support to our farmers.
The Commander Sugar Factory of yesteryears, we knew about it. It collapsed to the ground. Now, not long ago, President Kufuor said he went to Mauritius, and apparently there were some people that invested there who expressed interest. Is there any sign they are coming to resurrect that factory?
Yes, I think there are signs already, just that we've not gone to the scale that we're all looking forward to. About 2 years ago, Central Sugar Estates, I understand is a Ghana, India company, came up. They've started some cultivation, on site. Just that I would say we've not actually seen the scale that we want to see. But I think very soon the Central Sugar Estates will definitely come up and see that Commander Sugar Factory will come up.
What does very soon mean?
Well, I wouldn't be able to actually tag any dates, because I've not gotten the work plan yet from Central Sugar Estates, and I believe it will be soon as my soonest. I wouldn't be able to say within the next 6 months, within a year, but it will be soon.
Central region, where your district is said to be one of the poorest in Ghana. In spite of all that you've said, how will you answer this question? Is your district poor?
And when you talk about poverty, I think it is relative. If my district within Central region, it isn't poor, because I know in Central region, we're talking about Aguna district as number one when you talk about the rich within the poor. Aguna district being the first, Cape Coast being second, and KE being third. So within Central region, the 12 districts, it's not poor. But if Central is poor in Ghana, then of course my district is also poor, because it is within the region. But I think that is it a number of indicators when you talk about a region being poor. We're talking about low enrollment in school, going. You talk about health statistics and all those, you see. But I must say that KEA, yes, relatively we're doing well, and I think that we should be able to improve upon some of these indicators that are said to, make a district poor or a region poor. I believe with these, our strategy, the Elmina 2015 strategy in place, and having tackled all the 5 thematic areas, come the year 2015, I am very, very, very hopeful that we shall become the Barcelona of Africa.
Well, some people believe that people in his district do not like going to school. Is it true? Well, but they do have a fascinating festival called the Bakatue Festival. And I mentioned earlier about his politics, which we will talk about, as well as the politics of his party, the NPP, and how he sees Ghana's politics, just when we come back. Welcome back. Well, Nana, is it true a lot of people in your district don't like schooling?
Not very true. I mean, one needs to have statistics to say that, people really go to school. It is true at times we come to Almina, you go to Commander, and various coastal towns. Boys at the beach didn't go to school, yes. But if you generalize, to say that people in my district don't really want to go to school, I think it is something overstated, Yes, there are people who don't go to school, but if we say that people don't like going to school in my district, I think that it is not wholly true.
Do you have any statistics to prove this way or that way?
No, if I just go by the number of students over the past 3 years who are in basic schools, like those who have graduated, that is from the BEC, because I wouldn't be able to go from class 1, So by this, I would say that the number turning out from GSS 3, is improving. They are also doing quite well at this time. And so I think that, yes, those who are already in school, the number is increasing. Those who are not in school, if you say that it's now that they are not going to school, but they were in school so many years ago, I think I wouldn't be able to, really be on top, But I think, yes, there are some who are in the streets, and we're seriously working, on them to be able to be in school.
So what's your personal feeling about the level of appreciation of education in your district?
I think it is quite fair, a number of our people are not in school due to very many reasons. Some claim, parents don't have money to pay the fees and others. But I at times say that it is kind of misapplied or miscalculated priority. Because you go to some of our communities, boys and girls are being turned out from school because they have not been able to pay their school fees, which is about 12,000 cedis a year in our public schools. Meanwhile, when there's a funeral today, my friend, believe you me, our mothers, our wives, our sisters are able to, buy clothes, which doesn't cost anything less than 100,000 cedis. You understand me? For funerals. And so if you've not paid your daughter or your son's fees, which is, say, less than 20,000 cedis, and you're in a position to buy this, then I call it misplaced, priority. You understand me? Yes, there's some level of poverty there, I agree. But to say that because you are so poor that you will not be able to pay the 12,000 or the 20,000 cedis, at least to ensure that you go through the basic, that is the GSS 3, at times I'm at a loss.
Well, maybe from education, let's look at something quite different, and it's about your festival. You call it the Bakatue Festival.
Yes.
Tell me about it. What kind of festival is it, and how do you celebrate it?
Oh, Bakatue Festival is celebrated on first Tuesday of July, yearly. It is a festival that really brings Ednaman together. Everybody from all walks of life, come the Tuesday, that's the first Tuesday in July, you realize that, yes, everybody is in Elmina. And the essence of this is to actually now come out to say that now it is time for fishing. You know, that is the beginning of the fishing season. That's you know, that is when the fishing season begins. It's on Tuesday that, you know, rituals are performed, and then the Saturday is when, that is Saturday following the Tuesday, is when we have the Derba of Chiefs. That is a whole Mina traditional area, you know, meets in front of the castle, where we call the compass, you know, and then of course you have a number of government dignitaries, you know, participating, including the Dutch, you know, the Portuguese, you know, a whole lot of people who have ever, you know, had contacts with Elmina. But you see, it's not only Albacate. You go to Commander Nyeyi Festival, it's rich. You go to Iguafo, their festival, very rich. Come to Abrim. So in total, you know, we have a very rich culture. Very rich culture.
Rich culture.
Yes.
Well, so there was a time when you wanted to, apart from sitting on a hot seat as the mayor of this district, there was a time when you decided one morning to run as a parliamentarian. Why did you want to become an MP for your area?
Well, if you perform, or if you are seen to have performed during your mayorship, during your term, you know, of office, your own people aspire that, look, you've done very well as a mayor. Why don't you, you know, represent us as a member of parliament, you know, so that you have the totality of us, you know, being represented, you know, in parliament. You see, there are some issues that definitely go beyond a mayor. For instance, I'll give just one example. This fishing harbor that we've already discussed in detail, it's been on my drawing board for some time now. Government is seriously taking a look at it. But if we had an MP who really thinks about our people, have a feeling of our people, I believe by today, this fishing harbor would have seen the light of the day. It hasn't. We need to work on this. I talked about other issues, including education and health. Roads, for instance, you go to a place, you know, in my area, in a Abrim area, from Abrimaguna, for instance, to Efutu, Lincoln, Cape Coast, Jokwa Road. That area is our food basket. The road is so bad. I need, you know, to push it. If I were an MP, to push it seriously, we would have seen the light by today. So when, you know, the people in KE saw that, look, Ato Arthur has really performed. He has endeared himself within these 3 years that he's been the mayor. Let us, you know, see that he will be able to, you know, win the seat on a ticket of MPP and move ahead. That is exactly what I was going to go.
Some people think you are peeved, you are angry that you do not anymore have the chance to stand as MP.
No, I don't think I am peeved. Philip, you agree with me that it's over a year on the other side of Sky, that is the Sky Radio, granted an interview and said that I belong to MPP. MPP decides, and it is bigger than me as an individual. MPP delegates in the constituency elected me to represent MPP, that is after the elections, if I had won. But you see, MPP as MPP is bigger, is greater than constituency MPP. So if MPP, that is MPP, decides or takes a decision, I abide by it. I don't need to be peeved. I belong to the team, and I said this, you know, and I want to repeat it here. I'm a team player. If today a team is going to play a match, and the coach says that, look, Ato Arthur, as for today's match, we would like to see you sit on a bench. My prayer is for the team to win a match.
Do you think that KEE has lost something in you in as far as you're not standing?
when the team, I mean, like I've said that I belong to a team. If in the dynamics of the whole game, the one who is supposed to substitute me and play in that team wins, I'll be very happy. If my substitute loses the match, then that one, then we've lost something.
Your substitute is Dr. Pakwesi Ndom, who is not an MPP man, but from the CPP. Do you think it's an unusual substitution?
Whether I am right to use the substitution or, but what I mean to say, because I was referring to the team, you know, what I mean to say is that in the words of the party said that, look, the MPP is no more going to go. We should support Dr. Pakwesi Ndom on CPP ticket to win the seat. That is the objective of the party. If he wins the seat, it means that MPP has achieved its aim. If he loses, then of course, it's a bad deal. But I believe that he's going to win the seat.
Well, you hosted the president, John Kufuor, on your territory.
Yeah.
And then he made a declaration that they should vote for Pakwesi Ndom, Dr. Pakwesi Ndom, who should have been someone who is running against you. Were you aware he was going to make such a statement, such a declaration?
In politics, when you talk about declaration, it connotes a lot of things. Let me say that this is not the declaration that we used to know about the Sweden declaration. This is very, very different. The party met me. We had our primaries, you know, on April 24, 2004, and I won. I won very convincingly. I had about 80%, 85% of the votes cast. So it was very convincing. Thereafter, there are dynamics in every game, you understand. The party met me, and of course I had earlier on said that the party is bigger than an individual. So if the party decides, I abide by the party decision. The party met me along the line, and then we agreed that, look, looking at dynamics in every game, MPP is not going to go. We're talking to you. You belong to the team. You're a team player. Please, let us support Dr. Ndom to win the seat. I agreed. I must say this, that if I hadn't agreed, I don't think anybody within the party would have been able to come up to announce it. I agreed. Now it was left with the announcement. And then, His Excellency the President had the opportunity to come to our Bakatui Festival. And I guess it was, very opportune time, to be announced. And it was announced. So when you talk about declaration, comparing with what we know about the Sweden declaration or whatever, I think that this one had been consulted, we had discussed it, had agreed upon it before the party had to come up. And that if the leader of the party is our presidential candidate, you see, and so if he comes out to announce it, that he's discussed this with the party has agreed upon that, and that we are no more going to go, and that we should support Dr. Ndom, I think it was okay, it was fair, and abide by it.
Well, we have to be running up very soon, but we understand you were in China and you studied the Chinese language for a year. Do you want to tell me something within 10-15 seconds in Chinese? Tell me about how you feel coming on the program in Chinese.
Oh, feature guns, yeah. That means that I want to say a big thank you to you. I was in China, yes, in 1984. I had, Ghana government scholarship to China. I was one of the 3 students at that time. I did a year language course in Beijing Languages Institute. I did a 4 years engineering in South China Agricultural University. So yes, I was in China. I spent over 5 years in China.
So how do you say, I am hungry
in
China? In Chinese?
I'm hungry.
How do you say, from here I'm driving to my district?
Elmina.
How do you say my name is Ato Arthur?
Ato Arthur.
Wajia Philip Nyakpo. Well, some Chinese, and that's how we'll end it. Thank you very much, Honorable Nana Ato Arthur, District Chief Executive for the Commander Iguafo Edina Abraham District. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege for me, and I honor to be associated with Sky Television. Thanks a lot. you.